Lori here. Today we're going to be doing our Love You and Me Valentine's kit. Now the one that I'm doing is a tiny bit different with one ribbon because when I recorded the video originally something happened to it and it got corrupted. So I'm having to re-record and I don't have any more of that mesh ribbon. I don't have any more of that ribbon. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We have two mesh, a red and then a black and white. So we're going to stretch these two out across the mat. And we're going to cut our ribbon, we're going to cut our mesh at 34 inches. So we're going to do the Woodland Ruffle. On your instructions, this is going to be method 2. And we're going to cut a total of 9. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut all of our ribbon. And all of our ribbon is going to be cut at 12 inches. And what I like to do is cut 2 ribbons at the same time. This saves a lot of time. So I'll put the 2 ribbons together. And my perfect tail is 12 inches long. And I will just fold it over 9 times. Okay. I'm going to trim it off. And then I'm going to slide my ribbon board out. And I'm going to cut it right where it was bent. And then I'll take half of it at a time and do my dovetails. So I just fold it in half and cut towards the wired edge. I'm going to do the same thing with my other ribbon. Now we'll put the excess ribbon away for the bow. Okay, so once we have everything cut up, then we're going to get started putting our Woodland Ruffles in. So the first thing I'm going to do is open the bottom. The top is already pushed inwards. And then I'm going to take my mesh and separate them. For this method, you really want your mesh to be upside down. So usually we roll it out this direction, but you're actually going to have it be upside down. And a really great thing to do is add something that has weight on the other end while you're working. And you're going to roll it at least 3 times. I like to put some kind of clip on it just while I'm working on the other side. So 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to ruffle it up just like normal. So gathering it all the way down until I get to that clip. Okay, so you're going to have a ruffle, but you're also going to have these curls at the end. And I'm going to tie it on. Like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the next one. Now you can use a clip, a chip clip, anything that will hold it together. I do like chip clips because they have a little bit more weight and they won't tend to roll. So straight up the center, gathering it. Okay, so you're going to still have a bow tie, but you'll have those curls. Okay. So tie it on. We're still going to ruffle it just like we normally do, pulling those edges up. Okay. And then we'll put our ribbon in. So just take the ribbon, fold it in half. Place it in. Okay, so once you put the ribbon in, you're just going to pull it to the front and then tuck your excess tie behind it. I do like to work in twos because the less you touch the mesh, the better it's going to be. It's not going to have an opportunity to fray or move. So we're just going to do this all the way around on the bottom. So you do 1, 2, 3, clip it, flip it around, do your 3 again, and then just go straight up the center, doing your ruffle. Place it down and ruffle it against the other one. So you're just pulling up the edges of the ruffles. This just helps keep it in place. It gives you a much more larger looking wreath. It makes it nice and full. It also helps to keep that, so with this type of method, sometimes it will want to fall down, and if you have it ruffled out, it has a less of a tendency to do that. Okay. I'm going to do this all the way around the bottom. Okay, so we've completed the bottom, and we're going to open up the inner or upper ties, and then we'll start on the top. We're going to do the exact same thing except for our ribbons, which, if I haven't shown you the ribbons, we have a Valentine's ribbons with a bunch of little Valentine sayings on it, a black and white. Then we have a red with a black and white as well. So we're going to do these the same way. Lay them down, curl 3 times, clip it, flip it around, curl again, and then go straight up the center with our ruffle. And then we'll place it down up top. Make sure you're not squashing the bottom. So just kind of pull them down a little bit. And we're alternating just like we did on the bottom. Straight up the center for the ruffle. Okay. Then ruffle it against the prior one on the last one, you have to ruffle both sides. Okay. Then we're going to put our ribbon in. Just like we did on the bottom, except we're going to spread it out this time. Okay, so the larger one goes here where there's an opening, and the smaller one goes on the sides. If they want to slip down, just take it and kind of make a little indentation at the top, and that will keep it from sinking down. It will also stay up a little bit better as you get more mesh in here. So I'll just continue on doing the top. So we're going to put the black and white on the bottom. No, let's put the red on the bottom. So we're going to put the red on the bottom. This time we're going to do a 3-loop bow. These are a lot of fun. Okay, so we'll do about an 8-inch tail. And the way this bow works is you can do any size loops. So we're going to do 6-inch. You're going to end up with 2 tails on one side and 2 loops on the other side. So we'll do another loop. And instead of doing a 4th loop, we're just going to bring it out and trim off the tail. So this time, when you come in, you're going to come from this direction, so you'll have 2 tails on this side. So we'll come in with our black and white. Do 6 inches again. The big difference with this bow is to make sure that you're starting your tails on the correct side so that you'll end up with alternating tails. I like to call this bow the spider bow, and it's really just because when you get these tails on and you put it on the wreath, you can spread your tails out and it almost looks like little spider legs. Okay. Also a great thing to do if you don't have a ton of ribbon left, because it doesn't take as much ribbon. Okay. So we're going back to this side with our black and white. Okay. I'm just going to stay at the 6 inches. So remember, after you make that 3rd loop, you're just gonna dovetail. There we go. Just like that. And then we'll end off with our patterned Valentine's ribbon. Okay. So with this patterned ribbon, we have to make sure that our pattern is going in the right direction. So right now, they're going in 2 opposite directions. So this one over here, I need to flip. So so that it's going in the right direction. Okay. Cut this off, and we're going to need to flip this one as well. There we go. Now we just need to get out a zip tie and a pipe cleaner. So I'll just get the zip tie started. Pull it out. And then I'm going to run it around the back and make sure it's in that indentation. Okay, then we'll run our zip tie in the back and tighten it. I'm going to leave this tie on until I get it fluffed out. So I'm going to run my hands under the tails. Remember, we want them to kind of look like spider legs when we put it on the bow. Let me pull this up a little. So I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to twist and pull the bow loops, get them where I want them to be. You always start from the bottom, work your way to the top. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we can trim off this part. Alright, we're going to set our bow here. So you have a lot of choices. You could put your sign in the middle and put your bow at the top, which I like to do a lot. You could also put it down at the bottom. You can put it side to side, which I think is what we're going to do in this case. So I'll just take this bow and I'm going to tie it right around where we have that opening. Okay. And I'm tying it around the frame. Okay. And then I'll make sure that my tails are spread out so that it kind of looks more like a rounded bow. You can curl your ends up if you would like. I like this because it looks like a larger bow even though you're using less ribbon. Okay. I'm actually going to trim this a little bit. I want this tail to be a little bit smaller. Same with this one. Okay. And this one. There. Alright. So now, we're going to take our sign. We're going to punch a hole at the top and the bottom with our hole punch. Then I'll get a little bit of wire, about 20 inches. I did cut more than I need because it's better to have too much than not enough. Okay. Alright, and we're going to put the wire through the little hole we made. And I like to double it up, so I just match the ends and twist it right at the side so it won't come off. This is thinner wire, which means that it's harder to see. But doubling it up kind of gives it a little bit more strength. Okay. So all we're going to do is we're going to use our weaving needle. This is just a plastic needle that has an opening just like a regular needle. We're going to put our wire in there just like we were threading a needle. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to push it right down through the mesh. Makes it so fast and easy to get your sign on. And then I'm just going to tie it right around the frame. It's not going to hurt your mesh. I tie it 2 or 3 times. I'll trim off the excess.
And you don't know what burrito is rich until you bite into it.
Okay, then we just shake it. Everything looks great. So you can see there's our sign and there's our bow. See how it kind of looks like a spider? Just love that. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Make sure to subscribe so you can find out when we're uploading content and when we're going live. Thank you for watching. Bye, y'all.